The success formula is always the same. Our objective today is to prove that to you, that it is in fact a science. Hello again everyone, I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And today, what we're going to do is to prove that the success formula, no matter what endeavor it is you're pursuing, contains the same elements, that it is in fact a science. So join Eli and me as we educate, lead, and inspire together. Jevon Dovey is a famous YouTuber, and he's put out a video of why you fail on YouTube. Now I'm just like you. I'm a student. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to make this channel better and better so that I can get my why out there, which is to educate, lead, and inspire, especially on the success formula. So I took a look at his video, and when I did, I couldn't help but notice the things that he discovered while he was going from point zero to where he is now as one of the leading YouTubers, followed the success formula virtually to the letter. So I'm going to go over with you some of the things that he said on his video, and you'll see exactly what I was talking about. Now, one of the things you need to keep in mind is that the success formula will work for you whether you are performing it consciously or unconsciously, because it's a law of the universe. That's the way things happen, the same way as gravity happens. So let's take a look at what Jevon had to say, and let's make some comparisons, and let's make our points. All right? First of all, he starts off by stating that his purpose is to point out why people fail on YouTube. Now, upon further reflection, it became clear that why people fail on YouTube are the same reasons that people fail in any endeavor in life. It's my contention, folks, that there are laws that always work without prejudice. They work whether you're applying them consciously or unconsciously. They work if your pursuit is good or if your pursuit is evil. They work like gravity works, consistently. That's what makes them a science. When you examine Jevon's points that are specific to YouTube success, you'll see that they are applicable to whatever goal that you have. Once again, Mr. Dovey appears to be stating his tips and tactics from what he learned through practical experiences and empirical observations. In other words, he came to these conclusions through unconscious means, seeking to reach a specific outcome. The purpose of his particular video is to make his audience conscious of what works so that they do not have to experience the same learning curve that he did. He is presenting his, quote, science of success on YouTube. Now, let's go over some of his points and apply them to the success formula. He begins his video by asking a most pertinent question. Where are you guys struggling? What is preventing you from achieving the success that you desire and deserve? He points out that the same issues get repeated over and over and over again. And here are the responses that he received. The first issue he talks about is time. People say they just don't have the time to put in to make their videos successful. Well, Jevon tells us that successful videos just don't magically appear. You must put in the time to make your brand successful. Now, you know, Eli, in the world of YouTube, the one word that you hear over and over and over is the word brand. So what the heck is that? It's your identity, your purpose, your burning desire, your ultimate outcome. Question: do you have a burning desire to achieve a specific outcome? Or are you just a coaster? Someone that coasts through life and gets distracted by the next TV show or video game or social media message. Do you have singleness of purpose? Do you give yourself some quiet thinking time to plan and to reflect every day. It will add fuel to your fire if you visualize that desired outcome, your burning desire, over and over and over, because repetition means retention. It's a form of self-brainwashing in the most positive sense. Casual goals and objectives are neither worthwhile nor achievable. His proof is that the average YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers produced 840 uploads, while the average channel with 1 million subscribers produced 3,858 uploads. We're of course talking about the necessity of time. Now, as someone that's produced 150 or so uploads, Eli, I can tell you that it takes a tremendous amount of time and effort. People are always seeking the quote-unquote secret that will make them an overnight success. The success formula tells us that it is the culmination of continuous, pinpointed effort and trial and error that generates achievement. Some other examples? Well, you want to become an outstanding shooter with a basketball? You can't just take 3 shots and say, okay, I'm Steph Curry. Becoming an accomplished salesperson takes drill, practice, and rehearsal. Becoming an outstanding car mechanic or carpenter or actor or doctor. You get the idea, I hope. Dedicated and devoted time is an essential part of any successful endeavor. Jevons' conclusion is very simple. Quantity times quality equals success. Burning desire will allow you to carve out time to achieve your objective, because you'll develop a passionate singleness of purpose that dominates your time. You must reshape your priorities and extinguish harmful habits that rob you of needed time. There has to be an obsession to the cause to advance the cause. Now, if you say you're going to go after it in the future, like a lot of people do, what I refer to as taking a trip to the vacation destination known as Tomorrow Isle, you'll not earn the title of achiever, but instead you'll be amongst the masses of chronic procrastinators. Which brings us to our next preventing issue: money. People like to say what is preventing them from achieving their dream goal is that they must continue to earn a living. Therefore, time and money are somewhat tied together, aren't they? And whatever objective you're pursuing, whatever your magnificent obsession is, whether it's YouTube or starting your own company or inventing the next mind-blowing technological product, you'll not be making money immediately. Now, just as you don't need a ton of money to start producing YouTube videos, a simple phone will suffice. You don't need money, or to use a different word, resources, to start your project. What you need is time and dedication. Here's the key point, my son. What you need is a starting line. Now, the successful YouTuber has top flight cameras, microphones, editing equipment, and on and on and on. But they didn't start out that way. What they did was to get started. Eli, one of life's greatest challenges is that you don't know what you don't know. One of the things that we're taught in school is that it is important to know every kilometer of the racetrack before you start the race. Wrong. What you need is the knowledge of how to get to the starting line, to start, and then develop momentum. Jevon tells us that you will discover the things that you need to make a successful YouTube channel only by starting, reflecting, adjusting, and restarting again from a new and advanced starting line. Well, guess what, big guy? This is true in whatever you pursue as your big dream. There is always trial and error. And if you want to accelerate that, if you're smart, there's usually someone to model that has achieved what you want to achieve, and that helps you to accelerate your progress. The fact that Jevon is telling you to just get started is modeling a successful YouTuber. That's how he did it. He just got started. So he's telling you that's how you do it. He is trying to help you to expedite your learning curve. Just get started, says he. You don't need perfection to reach the starting line. All you need to get to the starting line is a pair of your basic sneakers. Just figure out the minimum that you need to get to the starting line only, and then get started. So when you get to the starting line, what does that give you when you start? Momentum. The law of inertia tells us that a body in motion will stay in motion. There is no progress without motion. Motion allows you to adhere to the winning formula for success, which is plan, do, review, repeat the process. That's how you make progress. When you make progress, you become more inspired in your quiet thinking time sessions and become more creative in your planning sessions to reach your magnificent obsession. You see, you keep the same desired outcome, but you're beginning again from a more advanced starting line. You're starting and therefore refueling your momentum. So soon, what's going to happen? Of course, you're going to arrive at a new obstacle, a new hurdle. And when you reach this hurdle, you start the process all over again. You see, Eli, the process is not linear. A line has a beginning and an end. The process is circular, and each piece allows you to advance, or to be more accurate, re-advance to the next starting line. Progress is your fuel. Let me quote Jevon talking about YouTube, and I quote, "It's not just quality over quantity, and it's not just quantity over quality. It's a mix of the two. But you have to put in the time, you have to put in the work, you have to actually make the videos so that your channel can grow and start having more opportunities to get the better gear and have more funding so that you can have more time and pull away a little more from your job or whatever it is that's sucking your time away. Everything is at your fingertips. You can make this happen, but you have to actually understand what it takes to make this happen." Unquote. Now, Eli, this advice is not only YouTube specific. It's also the basics for you to achieve any worthwhile outcome. You may learn this formula through modeling, Mr. Jevon Dovey, for example, as your teacher in the case of YouTube, or you may learn through trial and error, as Jevon himself did. But you do have to learn it. As Jevon tells us, quote, "It's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's going to take passion," unquote. Now, the fourth issue that Jevon discusses in the success formula for YouTubers has to do with mindset. Now, that's where we're going to continue next time. That's going to be our next starting line. We've made some progress, so we must plan, do, and review before we repeat and go to our next starting line of activity. 2 thoughts for the day today, everybody. The first one is from Richard Branson. And Richard Branson, through Virgin Industries, controls over 400 different companies. I'm sure most of you have heard of him. And I quote, "Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again," unquote. And the other is a quote from Winston Churchill. "Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. I encourage you to make comments. I encourage you to subscribe. I encourage you to tell your friends about our channel if you feel it's a worthwhile enterprise. And because we will never end our meeting on a philosophical note, please get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.